Yeah, sorry, I was not recording so far. So yeah, I've just initiated the recording also. Okay, so in case of assignment, you have to create a Facebook page implementation strategy, and as part of that Facebook page implementation strategy, we will actually work on Sunstone Business School. All of us will create a strategy for Sunstone Business School. I actually haven't received any input from any one of you. I received one input from somebody yesterday, but what we finally decided is let's take one business case and focus on that. And so the case that we are focusing on, Sunstone Business School, there I'll discuss with you in terms of guidelines how you have to go about creating a strategy for them. And as of now, based on whatever understanding that you have and the guidelines that I'll give you, you'll create a strategy and submit it. Okay, next week we'll actually start working on Twitter, and using the same problem statement you will see if there is some way we can leverage Twitter. So I'll give you a framework to create strategy for Facebook and for LinkedIn. And the Facebook's strategy creation framework is already available, and it is there on this link. The Twitter implementation strategy framework is that's something that I'll give you in the next week. Okay, and other than that, the most critical part of this whole course would be a live page creation exercise. So based on the implementation strategy that you will finalize, we will do a live page creation on Facebook. So this live page creation, it is a group exercise. Just a minute, Amit, I'm unmuting you. Yeah, Amit.
Yeah, I just wanted to check the dates. The two of the dates are on the contact day. So did you? Is that okay?
Which one? Which dates are?
The first and the 22nd.
First and 20 seconds are?
So we are actually we will be in Sunstone for the sessions.
Okay. um Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just check it out
Maybe you
with
can check
Gagan.
with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll check it out with
yeah,
Gagan. Thanks for letting me know. I'll check it out with Gagan, and by today evening I'll post the updated dates. Okay, and then
sure.
you can
Thanks.
just schedule yourself accordingly. Thanks, Amit, for letting me know. Okay, so yeah, Yogesh, your question is: are these sessions recorded? Yes, these sessions are recorded, and I'll give you the recording file within 24 hours of the session. It takes some time to actually reload it. Uh, Okay, so other than that, yeah, so I was explaining about the course structure. This page creation, it actually, I mean, in terms of course, I will give 50% importance of the whole course to the page creation, because that's where you will make your hands dirty. That's where you will apply all that you're learning otherwise. Okay. Other than that, based on the stuff that you will learn on video lessons, we will have two quizzes as well. Okay, and but this page creation is actually a group exercise. So since there are in total 20 people, we'll create a group of 4 or 5 people. So what we'll do is that this week you will create a Facebook page implementation strategy and submit it over email. Out of, and this is an individual assignment, so all of you will do it separately. Out of that, I'll finalize on the 5 strategies which are sort of best among the 20 that you would be submitting. And then based on those 5 strategies, we'll create 5 groups. Then each group will create a separate page on Facebook. And as far as the Facebook page is concerned, there are two elements to that. One is in terms of the community size, and secondly in terms of the kind of engagement that you could build up over this. And so we'll have a sort of a competition among all the 5 groups, and let's see which group will be able to create the best page in terms of the community size, and the best page in terms of the engagement also. And each group will also get some Facebook ads credits to run your ad as well. So everything that we would be learning in lessons or otherwise, you would actually be using implementing that live on Facebook page. And that's something, that's my objective, that you at an end of this course, it's not that you get any new knowledge, but you really know what works, and you really have done it on your own. And then only you would be in a position to take the right decision when it comes to the deciding anything with regards to social media. Okay, so this is it in terms of the course structure. And in case there is anything that's not clear, then um, we can discuss it out in our PGPM group. I would be using it for the first time, so I have to still figure out how to really use it appropriately. But I'm assuming wherever there is a discussion forum, I'll keep checking it out. So if there is any new posts or new questions, I'll reply to that. So that would be our place where we'll keep learning asynchronously throughout the week when we are not meeting hands on. Okay. So in fact, this is the only session where you will see a lot of time that I'm the one who is speaking, since we are creating the whole context. From this session onwards, it would be actually an interactive session. So what we'll do is we'll do Q&A. Lessons will be in the videos, and we'll do Q&A on the problems that you're facing. That's it. So that is how the interactive sessions are going to go from the second session onwards. Any question with regards to the structure before we move on? Great. Either all of you are understanding everything, or you have decided not to understand anything. In both case, it's okay. Okay, great. So let's move on. I want to create some broad level context of where the whole world of social media is going, what's happening in this space. And personally, my whole career has been digital throughout. All the ventures that I've set up so far are in the digital space. I've run an agency also. So in terms of whether I'm with whatever side of table I am, what I'm really talked about is digital. So those of you who are in from the traditional marketing side or from the non-digital marketing side, let me not call it traditional. um, it's like I would be talking in Chinese and you'll be talking in Japanese, and both of us will are sitting in India. So we will have some conflict. My only request is that it's a new medium, and it needs a different sort of techniques to make it work. So just be open when I question all your sacred cows, and you'll see a new level of thinking emerging as we proceed. Okay. So my first question to you is, and we will have a lot of deliberations rather than I giving you some definite advice on how we will approach. Okay. So my question is that, in my career so far, I have seen various marketing techniques evolving in the industry. Like when I started in 2000, that time the whole search engine world was evolving. Then there was a time that affiliate program was on the top. Okay. And because of the search engine optimization, which is coming on top of search results, and the techniques of the paid advertisements program, all of that evolved. But the rate at which the social media is evolved is unmatched. Till about 2007, nobody was talking about social media. There was not even a single business. But right now, more than 60 to 70% of all the top agencies in India are generating revenue through social media. And I'm talking about digital agencies. And other agencies are really struggling and trying to build partnerships. So there is somewhere, I mean, if I look at the overall adoption from the business point of view, in last 2 years, suddenly everybody has jumped on it. And there was a recent survey I was reading, done with marketers, which state that, out of 3,500 marketers, 94% of them have said that they're using social media in their campaigns. And um, and among about 50% of them actually started last year only. So there is a sudden rush. Everybody wants to jump onto this. What's so special about it such that everybody's at this point of time wants to be on it? Anybody wants to say anything on this? Just mention it in the question section or raise your hand. What is so special about it? Direct reach to customer. Saket is saying direct reach to customer. Saket, direct reach was there in email marketing also. Direct reach is there in paid advertisements campaign. You can run a ad campaign, and that can also make you reach directly. What is so special about social media? Yeah, Sachin, you're saying engagement. Saket, you're saying customer engagement. Yogesh, you're saying internet is getting more popular and people like to hear things in their circle. Okay. Kunal, you're saying people are connected. Okay. Total number of users, that's what Weber is saying. It's a place where people are spending a lot of time. Yeah, Sarjot, you're right. Cost effective is what Satyajit is saying. Amit Bansal is saying life references. Anupam is saying focused reach. User generated content is what Amit Goldie is saying. Avneet, you're saying growth of always on always connected devices. Okay. Ruchir is saying target based reach. Yeah, targeted reach is was there, Ruchir, on on Google as well. You can actually do the whole contextual targeting there. But yeah, there was something more than this. By the way, all of you are right. And what I would, in my opinion, the change that has happened fundamentally, these one is that definitely there is a growth. Facebook has already crossed 1 billion mark, and the report says that more than 90% of the profile on Facebook have a genuine user behind it. So it is the largest repository of user base. I don't think there is any government that have that so much of a database of any set of users, but Facebook definitely have it. So if this medium have acquired that reach, and it is not that this medium have the reach, that reach is available for businesses to acquire also through various ways. So that's true. The one of the major reason is suddenly the number have reached to a level such because of which it has now become a mass media in itself, in terms of the reach that can possibly be acquired by businesses. And I think, but one of the major change which has really, which a lot of you have also mentioned, which is the reason why social media is becoming very popular, is social media has actually converted all the communication to interactive dialogue. So uh, before this, whether you're doing email marketing campaign, paid advertisement campaign, affiliate, or any other thing that you are doing on digital space, was all one way communication. But social media is a interactive communication, and believe me, this is the single most reason why businesses are struggling to operationalize it. Why I'm saying that is because, as a marketing campaign, the way things were getting operationalized is that you need some tagline, some communication. Like, you'll give it out to some agency, they'll sit in a group, close the doors and sit for a few days, and then come up with some line like it great to be 25 or xyz. And then that campaign will be approved, and finally there is a distribution that will happen through various media channels. But in case of social media, you need content every day. And it's not that you need content every day. There are people responding to that content, and you need to respond to them every day. Now, the way the whole corporate communication goes out and the way the social media demands, there is no match in the two. And that is the reason most of the big brands are struggling how to really operationalize the whole thing. Okay. And but because of which lot of things have become possible because of this interaction. Okay. Another major reason why social media is getting adopted is because all those interactive dialogues are in public. So brands, most of the brands are jumping onto it when there is some crisis in terms of some communication is there on social media channels, and if they don't jump onto that, there would be an issue. A lot of CEOs of various brands have jumped onto social media to take care of those communications. See, idea is that the communication is happening there and it's unstoppable, and whether you as a brand is there or not there, it is still impacting you. And that's the reason, if you're aware of it, you can still do something about it. But if you're not aware of it, if you're not doing anything regarding it, it'll continue to impact you, and you'll not be able to do anything about it, since you're not doing anything about it. So the key here, and that is the reason why suddenly every brand out there is trying to have it is part of one of their initiatives, whether it is ORM space, CRM space, brand building, lead generation, direct sales, XYZ. It's the communication platform where you need to, brands are there. So that has been my observation. And other than the fact that you have already mentioned. Okay, and I'll also give me um, another 2 minutes to briefly create with you how this world has evolved in last decade or so. And those of you who think you are an expert in this area, just bear with me this slide before we move on to some other advanced topic. See, if we look back, and if I look back on when I started my first business and when I graduated, and that time the whole world of digital was all about having a website. I don't know, those of you who are from that area would remember that time. Most of the digital marketing agencies, what they used to do is they used to create a website, and there was like those 5 pager website which has the product information. And the way we used to promote the website was, asking friends, asking customers, why don't you check our website? It has all the information, you do not even need to call us. So but having a website itself was a good enough reason, like you're doing something digitally. And then the whole world of search engine evolved, and this is like 99, 2000, 2001. There are, what started to happen is that people started going to search engine to discover the information that they want, and various online portals as well. And so what people realize is that if they want to really drive people on their website, they need to do something with the online portals and search engine. So how to do that now? What they, to optimize to use search engine, there are two techniques, SEO and SEM, which is search engine optimization, coming on top of search results, and SEM, which is the running the paid advertisements campaign on search engine. And because of popularity of the online portals, there are various ad networks that evolved. There are various portals where which started running their own advertisement models, from banner advertisements and those, CPC, CPM, the whole world got created. And this was the primarily the world of digital marketing till about 2007. Till about 2007, you talk to any social media or digital marketing agency, what do? They will say either SEO, or they will say SEM, or they will say we'll do holistic, we'll do SEO, SEM. I mean, there were other techniques like email marketing, affiliate marketing, but that is the one that was dominating. That's where major investment was going on till about 2007. But since, like, from 2004 onwards, since when the Facebook was launched, there was a world that was evolving. That is a world of social media, and wherein a lot of channels were getting created, which which are receiving a significantly huge volume of visitors. And if I actually look at the social media landscape, it's huge. And everywhere, as I said in the our interaction session also, so everywhere wherein the user generated content is dominating is social. But people try to create their own niche social media in different ways. Like there are channels like networking and communication platform, wherein the creators of these channels have picked up a reason why people need to network with each other and created a network around it. Like Twitter is an interest network, Facebook picked up the social graph, so it's a social network. LinkedIn is like more like a professional networking. Foursquare actually picked up, the location thing, and then the Quora, and then the Pinterest, and then so there are a lot of networks that has evolved around a particular reason when you which you need to network around, and all these are receiving good amount of traffic. And also there are platforms which are the content sharing platform, where the creators of these platforms have picked up a particular kind of content that users wants to share with each other, and they've created a network around it, like Flickr, Instagram for photograph sharing, for document sharing there is slide share, video sharing, YouTube, Dig Delicious, Stumble Upon, URL sharing, news sharing. So they have picked up a reason why a kind of content that you really want to share it with other people, and created a network around it. And all this is a world of social media. So suddenly what happened was this, the amount of traffic, attention, page views these channels were receiving was huge. So what businesses realize is that if they need to promote their business, they better need to do something about it. Another major change that has happened is that if you look at the search engine results as of now, that is also picking up from the social media. So earlier techniques of leveraging social media also does not work. Like if I search for my name, all the 10 results are from social media. So if I'm not doing anything on the social media, the chances is that I'm missing on the opportunities wherein search engine are picking up content from the social media. So and the early adoption, now I'm talking about 2007 2008. In that period, the early adoption was go to these channels, build your presence, and try to drive people on your website. Okay, and most of the SEO guys were actually doing this activity. But suddenly people realize that all the presence that they are building on this medium is also something that they own. It is their earned media. Okay, and like if I have a page on Facebook, I can really use it ongoingly. So people have now done it other way around also. They have created various widgets on their website and they're actually promoting the presence that they've created on these channels. So what has changed as of now here in 2012? If somebody asks me, where can I find more information about you, I have to give him my Facebook page ID. I have to give him my LinkedIn company page. I have to give him my Twitter ID. I have to give him my website. I have to give him my all the slides that are there on SlideShare. So my presence has expanded. Who I am 5 years back was my website and email address. Who I am right now is whole of my presence, which is present on various locations, and I go to different channel for different reasons. And based on that reasons, people network with me around in different channels. And I'm talking about as an individual as well as an organization. So that's the world that we have evolved into, and we'll actually not doing as a business, not doing anything on social media is definitely something that period is not anymore there. So but how to really use this medium effectively is what exactly what we are going to distinguish over a period of time. Okay, so any questions? Webhub, you've posted a link. I don't know what's the reason of this link. You're saying FB engineering blog, over half of the petabyte of the new data arrive in the warehouse every 24 hours. I think you're talking about the extent to which we have grown. So I think there are number of stuff, like 1 billion people on Facebook and 50% of them logs in every day, which is like, it's not just that they are there, they are active also. So there are, I think if you really want to understand the extent to which it has impacted, you can just search for social media revolution on YouTube. There is a nice video in that regard, and that'll give you the kind of social impact that social media is actually creating in this space. Okay, any more questions or any further discussion on this, or should we continue on this? Great. So what I'll do now is that let me give you a litmus test that you can use to evaluate any campaign in the digital marketing space, particularly social media space. Okay. And in my opinion, in my experience so far, I have yet to see any exception to this particular formula. Okay. It's a very, very good formula, very simple. So, what do you think would be the three aspects of digital marketing campaign that makes it successful? Just mention it in the question section. Engagement, okay. Content. Yogesh, when you're saying content, what is it about that content that makes it successful? Not all kind of content are successful. Presentation, not all presentations are successful, but what is it about that presentation that makes it successful? Okay, feedback, informative content, interesting stuff, number of followers. I'm actually talking at a fundamental level which will encompass all of it. Okay, so let me give you some guess. What could be V, R, and C? By the way, guys, you have guessed R correctly. Not really. Nobody has. So when you say engagement, what is it about the campaign that will make it engaging? So think at a little fundamental level. Yeah, Anupam, you are right. R is relevance. V is not vision. V is not visual. कितने लोगों के पास विजन होता है, आई डोंट थिंक दैट दे आर सक्सेसफुल. But and it's not that all the visuals are successful. So okay, let me just say it out. It's actually at a very very fundamental level. V is visibility. First of all, no matter how good your campaign is, that it needs to be visible, and every channel out there gives you metrics to measure your visibility level. Okay. And so it could be, I mean, but you could be visible, but does visibility alone ensure that you'll be successful? There are a lot of people as well as individuals or companies also which post lot of content, but does that ensures that you'll be successful? Not really. The second critical factor is relevance, and you need to be relevant in all aspect. For example, when it comes to platform, are you relevant or not? They like, if people, like on Facebook people participate with different intentions, and on Twitter people participate with different intentions. So have you picked the kind of conversation you want to have with them? Have you picked up the relevant platform based on that or not? That's critical. Then, is the message really talking about you or talk addressing the concern of people in that media? In terms of time, if you want to target US audience and you're doing a posting 9 o'clock India time, will by the time they will woke up, it has already gone down the news feed, so they'll never be able to see that. And there are reports which suggest that on different time in a day, you get better reach, and on different time in a day you get better engagement. So based on what you want, have you picked up the right time? Like normally if you are running a Facebook ad campaign, you should stop that ad after 9 p.m. at night, because the whole number of people clicking on the ad as a percentage of the people who are seeing the ad reduces significantly. My assumption is because, I mean, people are actually interested in doing what they want to do and they want to move out. But so you need to see, have you optimized in terms of time, in terms of message, in terms of platform or not? Now, is visibility and relevancy alone sufficient, or there is something else? What could be this C? Let's see who will guess it. Sachin is saying C is clear. No. Care. No. Yogesh is saying care. No. Customer. No. Customer is like everybody. Yeah, Amit, you're right. C is credibility. See, you could be what will give you a long term ROI of your investment is if you build a credibility. You would have noticed on Facebook, at times people just say hi and they receive lot of replies, because they have already built a level of credibility such that people really reply to them. And it's not true about individual, it's true about brands. And but building a credibility is not something that will happen in a day or 2 day period. You will have to build it over a period of time. But like if Sachin Tendulkar comes on Twitter, I mean, he already has that credibility, and he just being there ensures that he's getting good value out of it. Or he all because of the credibility that he already has. But it is possible for the new brands, people who do not have the credible background, to build it over a period of time. One way to do that is to stay relevant over a period of time. And then other is, if you're doing a blog post, quote people who are considered credible, put in a lot of numbers and figures, have the relevant images, do personal share. But you can build it up. Once you have built a credibility, you have positioned yourself in the mind of your prospects for a particular reason. Every next content that you'll post over there will generate a lot of engagement. So and there are metrics wherein you can judge whether my credibility is moving up or moving down. There are metrics to judge whether the relevance is moving up or moving down, and there are metrics to judge whether your visibility is moving up or moving down. You can actually evaluate any campaign based on this technique, which is VCR technique, and you would know where the campaign is really struggling. Is it the relevancy is an issue? Is it that credibility hasn't happened, or is it the visibility hasn't happened? Any further question on this before we proceed? Great. Okay, so I actually want all of you. This is one video which gives you very thorough, detailed information about what social media is all about. Okay, and I want all of you to actually see this video. This is one video I've been showing from last 2 years. The only reason is that I've yet to find a better video than this. So what I'm doing is that I'm actually posting a URL to all of you. Just click on this URL and watch this video. Once you have watched it, just press your hand raise button so that I know that you've watched it, and then we will have a discussion on this. So let's take another next 3 minutes to watch this video. Great. So everybody who have watched it, just press the hand raise button so that I know you have watched it. Just press the hand raise button if you have watched it. Let's wait for another few seconds. Guys, if you have watched it, just press your hand raise button. Satyender, Ruchit, Mohit, Harjot, Kunal, all of you, have you watched it? Okay, so let's move on. See, this actually video talks about all the aspects of social media. It's a very very creatively and well done video. Any particular aspect that you noticed in this that caught your attention? Just mention it in the question section. Everybody becomes powerful. Yogesh is saying everyone becomes powerful. Yogesh, you are right. I think it's a very very good period. Anyone can be Mahatma Gandhi at this time. It would be a very easy. You do not need to start your own newspaper on that. So um, uh, in a way, if I mean, I was actually reading an article some time back, and it was saying that if you look back in the history, since 1400, the number of people who were authoring something, so total authorship in the world, used to increase tenfold in a century. Like 1400, 1500, tenfold increase, 1500, 1600, tenfold increase. But since the year 2000, number of people who are authoring something is actually increasing tenfold every year. So something that used to happen in a century is now happening in a year. And all of us are publishers. So and if and that's true. I mean, if we actually extrapolate it, 100% of population soon will be publisher. And there are a lot of blogs that are much more popular, much effective. Like in India also, there are a lot of tech bloggers who are much more popular than all the major big media houses. So businesses wants to go and advertise over there. So users have now got that power, because all of them are publishing something that is visible to other people. That's true. Getting feedback and getting direct feedback from the users. I actually showed this video to one of the Bollywood director, and what he told me, boss, if I involve my users when I'm conceptualizing a movie, I mean, my movie will be hit from day one. So the whole idea is that the whole idea about perpetual beta involving customers, that is possible in through this. For in our case, every decision that we take in an organization, all the new training launch, anything, where we go is all our social media presence and ask from customers and our users there. So definitely this is a direct touch. The whole world of test marketing is more or less gone now. And if you have that presence, organization do it in different ways, either on the social media channels or they create their own social media platform and do it there. But yeah, that direct feedback has become possible because of this, and it is benefit to both producer and consumer. Have you noticed it? Um, uh, the overall the demand of social media was, or the demand of that ice cream that was talked about in this case was increased, and because of which even the sales of the big organizations were also increased. If you look at all the media houses, they have much higher revenue in India compared to what they were achieving few years back. Our whole media consumption habits have improved. Okay, and there are media houses which are struggling, not able to adopt it properly in their gamut of stuff that they're offering to businesses, and they are struggling. So worldwide there are media that are struggling, and there are media who have adopted it well, including Washington Post globally, to in India, Times of India, and other places, which because of which their revenue is now increasing multifold as well. So definitely it's opportunity for everybody. Nitin, you're saying you can't see a chat window? There is no chat window, there would be only a question window. I'll actually figure out how to enable that chat window for everybody. But as of now, if you want to say something, just write it in the question panel. Okay. And I'll just state it out for everyone. Okay. Medha, you have your hand raised. Is there something that you want to say? I'll just unmute you. Yeah, Medha? Okay, I think you might
Yeah,
have done it.
Kapil.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you have your hand raised,
No,
that's why
no.
I've unmuted you. Okay.
Actually, I raised it at the time of the video. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. So, yeah, Kunal, you have your hand raised. I'm unmuting you. Yeah, Kunal. Kunal? Kunal, can you hear me? Kunal, your voice is not coming. You'll have to see if
Yeah,
things are
actually,
working. Yeah, Kunal, it's working now, I think.
yeah, actually, at that time itself, after the video was over, I made the raise
Okay,
hand. So,
great. So, guys, whenever you have done whatever, whenever you have said whatever you have said, make sure that you're putting the hands raise button down. Because for me, that's like a red alert. There is something that somebody wants to say something, so I have to stop things in between. That's how I treat hand raise button as. And keep raising hands. It's we need to have an interactive session. So idea is not that not to raise hand. Idea is raise as much as you can, so that the interaction can happen. Okay, and I'll just show you some of the reports quickly as well. Overall, this is one report I've actually taken from Sampo, which is an organization, a non-profit organization dealing with search engine and social media marketing. And they keep on doing various surveys. As per their last year survey, social media, if you look at, there are three techniques in market in social and search. One is SEO, the second line represent SEM, which is a paid advertising campaign, and the third is social media marketing. So before 2010 there was no even no results of stuff happening in the social media, and it has started at the level of 72%. So you can understand the rate of adoption of this media, and that is the only sort of marketing technique that it has increased from 2010 to 2011. I'm sure in 2012 report this would even increase further, and this would have surpassed at least one of them. So looking at the current revenue trend of where Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn is going, I'm sure it has surpassed. So I think it definitely has a future, and among digital marketing, it is or it will soon be the most used marketing technique worldwide. Okay. Another report that I want to show is that it talks about which channel people are using, or the social agencies are using actually to promote the brands of their customers. So if you look at primarily it's Facebook, and that's very very true. Primarily Facebook, Twitter, and then YouTube, and then LinkedIn. And this survey was done actually before Pinterest was launched. So I'm sure Pinterest fits in somewhere here, either in the fourth or fifth place. Pinterest have become the largest or the best site to generate referral traffic for a lot of businesses which have photo based content. And we will actually focus our energy on these channels for our training program. So um, if you want to limit your work and you want to work on one or two channel, definitely Facebook and Twitter are the two that you should think about. Okay. In terms of usage, Facebook has a global usage of 900 plus million. They have crossed 1 billion plus now also, but they haven't, I mean, they have done some publication in that regard, but it's not really global. What are the distribution on it? But yeah, I mean, they're now close to 1 billion. In India, there are more than 50 million. Twitter, it's very difficult to know how many people are there, because organization create Twitter account for various reasons. So how many users are actually there? It's very difficult. overall Twitter says that there are based on whatever estimate that they do, that there are close to 140 million active Twitter accounts, and in India there are close to 12 million users on Twitter, and on LinkedIn worldwide there are 150 million plus, and in India they would be around 16 million now, I think. So something in that order. So if you look at this itself, like 1.6 crore, which is, even LinkedIn has a higher reach than probably that you can get on various mass media channels also. So I think overall this media can give you a good enough reach uh, for of audience in India and in the global space as well. Okay, so I'll now take up very few case studies. Overall, when you will actually go and look into the lessons that are there on 42 Inception, um, in this section, social media usage, I have actually created a lot of examples based on the objectives for which social media is used, and you should go through all these examples. And this itself will give you good enough understanding on how social media is getting used worldwide. Okay. And one of the example that I want to share with you and discuss with you is this example of a blend tech. Okay, it is a very I mean, I personally, I haven't seen any case that is as innovative as this one. There is, I mean, no other campaign comes even closer. So those of you who have not seen it, it would be something good for you. So let's just watch this video first. I'm sharing link with all of you, and then we will actually talk about it. So all of you, please view this video in another 2 minutes, and then we will talk about it. If you've seen it, just press the hand raise button. Okay, so if you have seen it, just mention it. See, this video is extremely successful, and It is done by a company called by the CEO of a company called Blendtech, which is into creating blending equipments for kitchens. And this guy was hugely successful out of this video. If you look at the overall viewership of this video, it's more than 10 million. What do you think is the reason behind it? Just mention it in the question section. Why do you think this video is successful? Ruchir is saying amusement. Okay, but there is something else to it. You get what you see. Alok is saying. Sachin is saying tough image of um, iPhone. Shock and awe is what Mridu Pawan is saying. Establish credibility by using iPhone. That's what Amit is saying. See, all of you are right. So let me actually explain you a little bit behind my opinion about this. See, first of all, if you are you are working for some social media agency and some company which is into blending equipment comes to you and tell you that they want to do some viral campaign on social media, your first reaction would be you do not have anything interesting. It's very difficult for a company in blending equipment to do something on social media, but this company has done it, and this is the most creative campaign worldwide, most talked about campaign globally as of now. One of the reason is they ride on the popularity of iPhone. They launched this video when iPhone was launched. I'm sure you remember the value of iPhone at that time and the value of iPhone owners. And if somebody is coming and blending it, the amount of unexpected element in this is huge. But fundamentally what he's talking about is how good his blender is. So if you look at it, it's a very very creative way of communicating what you want to communicate while riding on something that is popular among the in your target audience. At that time, this video, if somebody was searching on iPhone on YouTube, this video was coming on top. But if you actually observe the language that's been used in this video, I'm sure it's a very very creatively done stuff. Like he said that I love my iPhone, and you fans have you on YouTube have asked me to blend it. So there is a no legal obligation. And and he also says that I have another one. So Apple will never have a problem, because ultimately what he's saying is that iPhone is good. So and and it's not something that is like, if somebody is searching for iPhone, this would be of their interest. So I think the way the whole creative communication is being done, it's phenomenally done. And the combine, now what this guy has done is that, in fact, after launching this video, in 1 year the sale of his blenders increased by 700%. And then he took on this as an initiative and he started blending everything on this planet. This is not the most popular video, by the way. The most popular video, will it blend an iPad? And I'm sure now it would be, will it blend iPad mini very soon? And so he's actually created a channel on YouTube by the name Will It Blend. And that combined viewership of that channel is more than 200 millions now, or close to that. So that is the impact that God created out of uh, uh, this particular case. Avneet and Kunal, you have your hand raised. Is there something that you want to say, or is it for the last thing? Guys, please check if okay. Okay, Kunal, I'm unmuting you. Yeah, Kunal, is there something you want to say?
No, that was the video.
Okay. Okay, and this is just one example that I've shared right now. You would see a lot of similar examples which we have carefully picked up for various business objectives. What is how people are using social media, but I think there are a lot of learning in this. And if any time you want to do a creative campaign, this is the example that you should look forward to. And this actually is something that a lot of us can learn a lot. In India, I haven't still seen anybody coming closer. Also, people try to ride on Diwali and other events, but none of them actually are able to do it so creatively as what these guys have done. So let me see how much time is left. Okay, I'll talk about one more example, and you would find most of the similar examples in. There are examples of the negative impact of social media. So that also talk about the power of social media, but in negative direction. Okay, and now I hear about these kind of examples, one or two such similar examples every week. Okay, but Domino's was the first case that happened, among the first few cases that happened long time back, and it is still holds a lot of learning. That's why I picked up this example. What happened was, some time back, two of the Domino's employees, they put their finger in their nose, put it in the pizza, pack that pizza, deliver it to their customers. Okay, and create the whole video around it and put it on YouTube. The only mistake Domino's did at that time was they saw that video and they decided not to do anything about it for 2 days. Within 2 days, the video went viral in a big way. Forget about the amount of loss in terms of business loss that happened. They actually have to pay close to about 50 million as a cash out for all the PR damage work that they had to do. Like the CEO has to come out in public and apologize. They have to file a suit against them and do various PR damage control work. At that time, the popularity of this video was actually 10 times more than the popularity of videos that Domino's has put to promote its product. And the reason was, just waiting for 2 days. Okay, and these days the brands know that this is an issue, and you would see that brands are very very responsive in social media. You might not, those who are aware of the potential loss that it can do, they might not reply to you on call center call, but they will reply to you immediately if you post something on Twitter or some other channel, like be it ICICI Bank or other major brands in India as well. And even globally, I mean, if I share with you a recent case, there was something happened with Burger King in Mexico last month. So some one of the employee actually did something similar and posted on one of the video sharing platform. The video was posted on 11:39. By 12 o'clock, the video was removed at night, and next day morning 8 o'clock, all of them were on public apologizing as well. Okay, there was no damage done to any brand, and it costed them very less. So now brands know that they cannot just play around with it, they have to respond immediately. They have created structures such that that response is possible, but there are still brands that do not respond so fast and they keep struggling. Last 3 months back, I was in Malaysia leading a workshop there. There was a problem with KFCs. One of the KFC's employees have actually slapped a customer, but the problem was that the employee was Chinese and the customer was Muslim. So it created a different kind of an impact and against the brand, and they waited for a month to do anything about it. They don't know how to handle it, and that created a lot of problems. So idea is that if such thing happens and if there is a popularity of such thing on social media, you need to be very well prepared as a brand to deal with it properly. So here the one learning that you can take off is that you need to be immediately responsive for all the communication, because once that leak becomes a flood, then it is uncontrollable. Then you can't do anything in social media space. Any question on this before we move forward? Okay, Mridupan, you are asking for the last thing. Was it only a YouTube released videos? Mridupan, yeah, they primarily use YouTube. The Blendtech primarily use YouTube. They created a channel and they promoted on YouTube. They did not do promotion anywhere else. But because of the unexpected element, it becomes really viral. Okay, there was another question asked by somebody. Is it sometime back? Is the ads that are there on the mobile apps is considered to be part of the social media? See, when you run an ad on social media, in a way it is social media marketing, because most of the social media ads have a social context in it. Secondly, mobile apps is a social platform because there what are listed is created by the users. So wherever, if there is a platform where is user generated content in whatever form is there, it's social media. And if there is a way to build your reach and engagement in that media, that is part of the social media marketing. Okay. So, Rishabh, you're asking, is there is a way to track destructive videos and comments as early as possible? Yes, Rishabh, there are a lot of ways. In fact, there are a lot of analytics tools worldwide created for this purpose only. The simplest is Google Alert. Then there is a site called socialmention.com. You can configure it so that if there is any new comment in social media space, you can immediately get to know about that. And what these tools like some of the paid tools are Radian 6, Altarian, which you have to give them a theme of keywords around your brand name, and they'll go on various social media channel, scan out the results and give it out to you, and you can configure it so to give it in real time as well, so that you can deal with it. So in fact, the whole world of social CRM tool, analytics tools, it all based on to solve this issue. And there are a lot of development happening in this regard. I hope that answered your question. Okay, great, thanks. Okay, so moving forward, I'll actually not cover other examples. I think you would get an access of it in the videos and we'll have a discussion on that. So my request would be, when you go through a video, put up a comment or your questions there, and I'll immediately within an hour I'll reply back to you, and we'll get, like, throughout the week we'll keep learning new stuff. Okay. So now what you have to do is you have to in this week create a strategy for creating a Facebook page, and you have to do it for Sunstone Business School. Okay. As of now, what, as a Sunstone Business School, what we want is, we do not want to use their brand name. Since it's an exercise, what they want is that you should aggregate their target audience in the form of some community without using Sunstone Business School name. Okay. So you do, or its brand names, or even in content. So all the guidelines are mentioned in a document that called problem, FB strategy problem. So these are the guidelines that are provided by the Sun School business team, school team management, who wants to take up Facebook as a strategy, but at this point of time they just want to test the water, and for that we have to create a community without using their brand name. Okay. So their objective of being there, everything is mentioned in this problem document, which is also available in the PGPM website. The link is also available there. Okay. I'll just quickly explain you this strategic framework. We have actually evolved it over a period of time. It has a set of questions that gives you good enough understanding of um, how to really go about um, thinking about any campaign on Facebook. If you actually think through all those inquiries, the chances are that the success ratio is fairly high. Okay. So this is the form that is there. The first question is the business objective that you want to fulfill through Facebook. So you need to be very, very clear about it. And here the business objective is actually provided by Sunstone Business School. So you can use the same objective. Secondly, who you are targeting. On Facebook, you can target based on age, location, gender, and even based on their interest. So that kind of a targeting option is available. So you should know for that particular audience, what is it that you would target. Okay. You can target everybody that the business is targeting, or you can target a subset of that also. That is up to you. Since it's a marketing campaign, you have to go in their profile and see what kind of content they really like, what kind of content they engage with. You need to build an understanding of their interest on Facebook. So it this answering this question will take some time at your end, because this is some a little bit of research work that you have to go and check it out. Then the next question is positioning on Facebook. Now positioning on Facebook is how you want this entity, this Facebook page that you're creating, be perceived in the mind of target audience. Like, do you want to be positioned as an that community as a friend, a community as a authority, a community as somebody cool and innovative, somebody who is formal? So more casual positioning you take, more peer-to-peer positioning you take, it will be easier for you to build engagement. Okay, but you have to pick up a positioning that also suits the business objective. Okay, positioning itself has nothing to do with Facebook strategy, but positioning will gives you guidelines for Facebook strategy. So then you would decide on the name. The name is very, very critical. Okay, because you really cannot change the name once it's created. I'll share with you some examples here. For example, okay, let's look at this. Social media for business. Let's look at this. What is so special about this page? Is there anything different about this page? By the way, on Facebook, those of you who are new to Facebook, on Facebook, you can create page and you have a personal profile. What we are talking about is that we want to create a page for uh, for this objective that we are taken on. And my request is, those of you who are do not know the basics of Facebook, go through some of the videos related to Facebook basics as well in this week. Okay, so that will give you good enough understanding of what are the basic elements provided by Facebook that would be needed for you to create Facebook marketing strategy. And in fact, in case of you want to create a positioning, there is a video on how to create page positioning. This is also another video that I recommend to all of you. Okay, in this week you should go through page positioning, you should go to some of the videos of Facebook basics as well. Now coming back to the question that I asked you, what do you think, what's so special about this page? Just mention it in the question section. What do you think is so special? Do you see something different about this page? Brand Dell, okay. Harjot is saying brand Dell. Information can be found here. The cover image powered by Dell. Mm, I'll explain it out to you. See, first of all, this page is created by Dell, but this page is about social media for business. It is not about Dell. And Dell has nothing to do with social media. Dell is not in the business of selling social media services. So why will Dell create this page? Dell will create this page because they have something to do with businesses. They have got some early success on social media. So and social media is a need of their customers. So they are serving a need of their customers, and they're loosely coupling it with their brand. I would say moderately coupling, since they have used their logo here as well. So they are moderately coupling it with their brand and eventually getting good branding value out of it. So this is a purpose oriented community created by a brand. This is not a brand oriented community. In this video of page positioning that is there in the library, you will get a detailed insights on various ways you can position a brand. So what you need to decide is, right now we will not use this powered by Sunstone or anything like this. Okay, and we can change the image later. So whichever community is actually going ahead in their overall promotional strategy, out of the 5 communities that we will create, we will actually they will actually do some stuff in terms of changing the logo and the changing this profile page and the cover image page. Okay, so as of now we have to create a purpose oriented community. Okay, so you have to decide on which purpose will that community serve, and based on that you would decide on the name of it. And be creative. The target audience should be able to relate to the name as it is meant for them. They should know what is the purpose of that community, and it has to be small also. So do not create a large name. Okay, for creating the name and all the guidelines that are there in the videos. So so you'll decide on the name. Then comes the content creation plan. So every day, I would, as of now, take a guideline that you will do 2 posts in a day, for example. Okay, that means 14 posts in a week. So what is a kind of post that you will do that you think will be engaging enough? So you have to think on the content creation plan. And one video that I would recommend you to decide on this: what type of content create engagement. In Facebook pages section, there is a video called what type of content cause engagement. This will give you good enough insights into how to decide on which content to pick up. Okay, and that will help you to pick up the content creation strategy. So you should decide on various baskets of content that you will put in. Is it like puzzles, quizzes, whatever that is? So you will have to decide on this, and try to create one, or at least one in each category as a sample content, and put it over here. Okay, then it is about your publishing plan, like on which day, how many posts you will do, what frequency, what time, who will do it, what do you think would work. And that has to suits with the overall objective. Like if the objective is little formal, then you have to decide to how much people would really would be open to receive content from you in a day period. Okay, and as of now for this week, do not work on the promotion as well as the metrics. Okay, we will actually talk about Facebook in detail from next session, and then you can fill up these two questions. So I would suggest not to do too much on the promotion thing, because in this week we need to be ready with the basics and get the page going. So as soon as I receive input from your side, we'll decide on the top 5 page. And so your individual assignment of creating Facebook marketing strategy would be over. uh, I would say partially over, and the page will be finalized. So from next week onwards, the group exercise will be created, and then we'll start working in the group to create the promote the pages. So you have to fill in till about the question of content publishing plan. Okay, and submit it, and every one of you have to do it individually. Okay, and the link for this as well as the problem statement is there in the PGPM website. In case there is anything not clear, let me know there itself and I'll respond to that. Okay, so this week your assignment is, first of all, this strategy you have to create and submit it by 22nd November. I'm assuming if you spend an hour and a half, that would be sufficient in this. Then you have the videos that you have to go through is social media basics, social media usage, and three videos, three other videos that I've mentioned just now is one, um, the different type of content that creates engagement, and and page positioning. These two videos also you should go through. Okay, that will help you to create actually the strategy. So in order to create a good strategy, type of content, page positioning, that you can do. And if some of you wants to go little advanced level, the content creation is harder than you think, you can go through this video as well. Okay, so three videos have, other than the two modules that I've talked about, and the page creation strategy. So that is the assignment for this week. I've already exceeded 4 minutes. I'll just take a minute and then we will close. So Harjot, you're asking, do you need to create a page? No, only strategy right now. We'll decide out of the whatever 20 strategies or that I'll receive. We'll finalize the top 5 and we'll create page for top 5 only. Okay, and then all of us will divide ourselves into various groups and promote those pages. As of now, do not think about background image. Just focus on the content. Content consumes 90% of the energy. You need to create a strategy for that. So if you actually do it properly, then it will work. Okay. So this week, strategy creation and view and discuss. You have to discuss your problems and the further extensions on that videos over there, and I'll respond it in real time. Okay. So that's what we have to do in this week. I hope you have liked the session and it will just get it started. Um, any there is, I think, no further question. Any further question anybody has before we close for the day? Great. So what I would request you is that, okay, I think that's it from my side. So any question or concern, let's talk on the PGPM, on the videos, and my email ID is kapil@digitalvidya.com if in case you want to send me some personal message. And we'll have a lot of interaction from the next four session. So this is the only session where you would see I am the one who was primarily speaking, but not anymore. And all the best, and happy weekend to all of you. Thanks a lot. The session is closed from my side. Thank you.